A company, Huron Cycling, has just issued a patent for a novel design where they've developed these cranks that actually store energy by having a spring insert into it, and then it gives that energy back. And they're claiming 4%. So let's roll an intro and let's see how this thing works and what it's all about and how do we get 4% energy for free. So how does this crankset work? The crankset is designed to have a spring mechanism in it, so it has some flex in it. And what they're arguing is they're saying, as you're pedaling along, you have your power stroke and then you have your dead spot. And what they're claiming is the energy is stored in the power part of the stroke and then is released in the dead part of the stroke. So it's achieving something like we get with these oval chain rings, but they're doing that by changing the leverage effect at one point on the crank set to another point on the crank set. Now, Huron Cycling claimed that what this does is it smooths out the torque, and what it does is it gives you a 4% increased power and also reduces muscle fatigue. So something like this could be really good if it actually does what they claim. And if you could just change a crankset on your bike and you can achieve a 4% increase in performance, which is quite considerable in power for no extra work, is quite impressive. So let's just have a look at the chart and actually see what they're claiming and the benefits we're getting at a typical average person's power. Now, the chart here, it gives us a example of the different powers, it gives us our cadence, and you can see that they're claiming that there's an increase in power output totally. So you're getting this 4% extra power, around about 200 watts there we're looking at. So it's pretty impressive, and they're saying that this could actually be higher at higher wattages put out if the rider was fitter or was more like a pro level type cyclist or a Cat A type cyclist. Then this could actually give you more benefit than it does at around 200 watts. Okay, now we're going to have the conclusion. Now, this is where I'm going to do my own personal analysis of these type of devices that come out on the bicycle. Now, we know that we can actually store energy in a spring, and they actually have a video where you can actually see where they've got springs on the outside to simulate how that works. But the problem with storing energy is whenever you store energy, you never get back the full amount. You always have losses, the frictional losses, and that's turned into heat. You never ever get the 100% that you put in, you get back. Now, they claim that there is losses due to twisting forces in the crank arms and the bottom bracket moving, but those pieces, well, the bottom bracket's not changed. So if you're pushing the same level down, they're saying that spring in that crank is storing the energy. Well, I actually really find this hard to believe. And it's the same argument they make with oval chain rings, that you can get more power. But if you actually think about it, you can't get something from nothing. And that's what they're saying. I know they're claiming that it's wasted, but I don't believe that. It's like saying that I'm pedaling lighter and I'm going to get more power because I'm reducing the flex in the crank arms and I'm reducing the flex in the bottom bracket. It kind of doesn't work like that. Well, anyway, that's my impression of it. It'll be interesting to see that if something like this gets to a commercial level and then people can actually independently test it, run it. They did it on a stationary device using a trainer, which has a power meter built in, like the ones they use for Swift. And that's the build or the testing rig that they use to test this system. Well, anyway, guys, You let me know what you think down in the comments about something like this, and do you think it does have potential? Is it something you would buy? Do you believe their claims? And let me know. But that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. Thanks for watching. It's interesting to see that there is some designing going on like this, but with bicycles and the small amount of energy that humans put out, sometimes these things are really overclaimed, as we do know with other cycling claims in the industry. See ya.